So what do you do with that piece of paper? It's not stock. It's a right to buy a stock, okay, at a preset price. Now, you look, when the date comes on, you look at your option and you say, is the stock higher than this? If it's higher than this, you buy. Yeah, and then if you want, you can sell the stock right away, okay? And you pocket the change. So, and if it's not higher than the preset price, then you don't buy, okay? You don't buy. So, what incentives are built into this system? We're talking about stock of your own company, the company you're working for, right? Now, the incentives that are built in this system is to make the stock go up, right? So let's say you have a possibility of doing something risky, where with probability 1/2, the stock will go way up, and with probability 1/2, it'll go way down, okay? So what are you going to do? You're going to take the risk, right? Why? Because if it goes up, then you make a pile. And if it goes down, garnished, yes, nothing, yes. But you don't exercise the option, right? You don't exercise the option. That's it. So it's heads I win, tails, not you lose, but I don't lose either, right? I don't lose either if it's tails. So what this does is it motivates executives to take risks for the company which are not, his motivation is not equal to the company's motivation, okay? He does not have the same incentives as the company has. How do you fix this? Well, you don't give them options, don't compensate them by options, compensate them with stock, okay? Now, of course, if you compensate them with stock, then the guy can go out on the market and sell the stock right away, and it's like giving him money. But no, you don't allow that. What you do is you give him stock and you say, the stock we put in the safe for you, all right? It's written on your name. In 5 years, you can do whatever you want with it. You can keep it or you can sell it. But in 5 years, okay, not before. It's called vesting. There's a word for it in the financial world. The stock is vested in 5 years. I mean, it doesn't have to be 5 years. It could be 2 years, 10 years, whatever you want. I'm just using 5 as an example. It's vested later on. That gives you the right options, because then if it goes up, you gain. If it goes down, you lose, okay? So your interests are the same as the company's interests. That's what has to be fixed in executive compensation, not the size, but the structure. Okay, that's one example. Let me give you one more example of that relates to the financial crisis as far as incentives are concerned. And that is the matter of bailouts, okay? Now, the government of the United States and to a large extent the European Union also responded to the crisis with bailing out some of the large companies. They allowed some of them, like Lehman Brothers, to go bankrupt, but AIG, American Insurance Group, was bailed out. Chrysler was bailed out. So these bailouts became an important factor in mainly United States economic policy after in the wake of the crisis. Now, bailouts are not good. I think they're not good. Why are they not good? Because they're like options, okay? They give the signal to the companies saying, take risks. If you make money on the risk, then you can put the money in your pocket, in the stockholder's pocket, in your own pocket. If you lose money, the government will bail you out. We were talking about Ken Arrow before. Okay, let me tell you a story about Ken Arrow. Arrow wrote a paper in which he discussed the matter of flood insurance for Mississippi River Valley farmers. And he said that the government offered them flood insurance at a highly subsidized price, yeah, and the farmers did not buy it. And Arrow said in that paper that this is contrary to the rationality hypothesis in economics, that economic agents behave rationally. Here there's a highly subsidized price, much less than the insurance is actually worth, and nevertheless they didn't buy it. So he called the farmers irrational. I said to him, Ken, was there a flood after that? He said, yeah, there was a flood. So he said, so all these uninsured farmers, what happened to them? So he said, well, they were uninsured, so the insurance company didn't pay them. So I said, but wasn't there, this was, I think, if I recall correctly, declared a disaster area by the federal government, and the farmers were paid not by the insurance company, but by the federal government. Yes, they bailed them out. So you still think they were irrational? I say to him, well, okay, he gave in. So the bailouts are like the flood insurance, are like saying you don't have to worry about risks because we will bail you out. Not for sure. Some companies are allowed to go bust, but you know, you have a good possibility of being bailed out, and that gives the wrong signal. It gives the wrong incentive, just like stock options give the wrong incentives. Now I presented this idea at a bank in Switzerland a few months ago, and they said, one of the questions was, they said, Dr. Aumann, you're the guy who says that everybody is basically rational. If people act in their own interests, that rationality is what drives the economy. Incentives are what drives the economy. If this gives a bad incentive to the companies to bail them out, why does the government do it? Isn't the government rational? Good question, right? Good question, right? So I had to think for a moment. I had to say, wait a minute. Good question. You have me stumped, yeah. But then I hit on the answer. Mr. Obama is up for election in 3 years. The negative incentives of bailouts are not going to kick in 3 years. They're going to kick in 5 years, in 10 years, at the time the next downturn, yeah. Obama is not worried about what happened. I mean, I'm not saying that this is what Obama consciously thinks.